Okay, so I just thought I'd do a little video on these new SimJack Pro pedals which arrived a few days ago. So I've quickly got them set up. This is the 3 pedal set on a Track Racer pedal plate, which was just sourced locally, I think, from Demon Tweaks. So basically we've got a 3 pedal set. Each pedal, I believe, is load cell plus hydraulic damper. We then get a little control box at the back, hidden by the clutch, and then the standard RJ45 connectors, which go into the control box, and then USB up to the PC. So far, I have to say, for the price, I'm really impressed. I'm coming from a set of CSL with the load cell, the 2nd generation. Which ones are they? I can't even remember. Doesn't even say, but yeah, Fanatec CSL with the load cell brake. And I quite like these. The only thing I found was that there's very little movement in the actual brake pedal itself, so it's really difficult to modulate brakes. It was either on or off. The biggest thing I found with these so far is the amount of extra travel I have on the brake pedal, which to start with was not so easy to get used to, but actually now I've done a few laps, it's working quite well. It just means it's so much easier to come off the brake slowly, and you know, I'm far from even good at trail braking, far from it, but I can already tell that this type of distance, pressure and then release will make a big difference to my driving, and I've found my braking is a little bit better already, maybe in the mid corner speed, so I'm not braking too much going into the corner, and then I can regulate the brake a bit more as I come through as well. I've got the clutch because it seemed crazy not getting it, because the price for this 3 set was something like $300, and that's shipped as well. So first impressions, quality is very good, and certainly price is very good as well. There were a few issues I had setting up, which probably were my own fault really, but this system is calibrated using the is it DI-View software, and I was struggling to get that calibrated, but then I realized that actually in iRacing, which is practically everything I do anyway, you don't need to use the external software to calibrate the pedals. You can just use the pedal calibration in options to calibrate the pedals to your liking. Now, one thing I have found is that the accelerator is quite difficult to get to 100%. So what I actually did was I've under calibrated it. So I've pressed it down to about here in the calibration, and then that's become my maximum movement, but that now means that I've easily got 100% throttle action. Brakes similar. The brake is very difficult to get to full extension, so if I try and get that all the way down, it's just about getting there. But what again I've found is by just maybe slightly, well, it depends on the car, but for the Mazda I'm slightly I'm trying to calibrate it all the way, so I know that I'll never use 100% in the Mazda anyway. But for other cars, I'm finding that if I short calibrate it, it just means I've got that little bit extra control, and I don't have to press as far or quite as hard, and then it's easy to roll off the brake as well. So once I'd done that, they were working quite well. The other thing I noticed was a few laps I drove before, I was looking at my telemetry, and it wasn't showing on the iRacing bars, but I had caps running in the background, and in caps it was showing me as using like 1% brake or 0.5% brake, where the brake was just binding ever so slightly. And I tried calibrating it out and seeing what I could do, but nothing was making any difference. Then I remembered that there's actually preload adjustment on the brake just about here, and I wound back the preload a few turns, and that obviously just took the pressure off the load cell, and that allowed me to sort of not have any brake input. With the DiView software, you can set dead zones as well. So I mean, I rest my foot on the brake all the time, just a little. So there is an option there to add dead zones. What I haven't figured out is how to make that work with iRacing, because obviously the calibration from iRacing then overrides whatever it is that you've then done. Other than that, yeah, really impressed. I mean, the price is really good. The quality seems very, very good. No instructions came with it, but the support is there if you need it from the guys over in SimJack. With the controller box, there weren't any labels as to which pedal goes in which connection, but I've since read somewhere that it actually doesn't make any difference. You can put either one in any position, and then obviously just calibrate it in DiView or in the game that you're playing as well, and it works fine. There is an extra port on the box as well, I think, for a handbrake or a shifter, which I don't have and I won't be getting. But overall, first impressions, really, really good. Build quality amazing, price is really good, shipping was quite quick. I got them from China in about 30 days, and that was with a slight delay on shipping. So yeah, so just take them out, I'll have a little drive. I've put the telemetry on so you can kind of see what's happening. I'll try my best to do some nice trail braking, but I'm, again, not something that I'm very good at, but I think these pedals will make a difference for me. So let's see how we get on.
Your exit is clear. Watch the white line.
What I found as well is the throttle seems to feel a bit better. Again, we've got probably slightly more range of movement. It just makes it easier to get on the throttle or get off as well when you need to. Something else I definitely need to improve is my brake application. I'm pretty slow on the brakes. I need to get on a bit quicker and then start bleeding off, but we'll get there with that eventually.
Overall. Lap time was 105.50. Watch the track limits, please Mark. 20 minutes remaining, you've got 20 minutes left. Now delete this lap, you've cut the track. Was at 105.21.
Saved it. So, anyway, pedals feel good. Definitely would say if you're in iRacing and you're looking for a set of good quality, high spec pedals that are quite honestly very, very cheap, then yeah, I would definitely say they are an improvement over the Fanatec CSLs that I was using before.
Last lap was at 119.72.
The difference comes into the software, I guess, and obviously with the Fanatec pedals and things, the software is quite good and you have the adjustability. I'm just not sure, certainly for iRacing, if they have that level or how that's possible at this point in time. But so far I'm very impressed with them. Now I'm getting used to the extra brake pedal length, and it does feel quite realistic. It does feel like a car brake pedal, whereas before with the CSL load cell, it was just like pressing against wood with very little movement. Now I've got used to this movement, I like it, and it's comparable to other sets of pedals that I've used a little bit before. So I think it was the Mecha Cup pedals.
15 minutes remaining, 15 minutes to go.
For me, they feel very similar to those in travel and pressure. So yeah, overall, very impressed.
Just done a 137.07. Was a 106.70.
Okay, I'll keep trying them and see how things progress and give an update in the future. Cheers, bye.